Something interesting that I've noticed that happens in America a lot and basically the whole world, but mainly in America, that I know everyone has been talking about, but I've literally only seen actively in America, is cancel culture. It's very toxic. We all know what cancel culture is. Someone does something and the entire world hops in and has an opinion on it. And no matter what that person has done, it's irredeemable. It's completely irredeemable. And it sucks because it doesn't encourage change. It encourages just keeping stuff hidden, right? So a lot of people might, have more incentive of becoming shitty people because of, the way society has been going. And I guess my question has been, how does Germany feel about this, right? Like, I'm not sure if cancel culture is very popular or prominent in Germany, but from what I've seen after, reacting to a whole bunch of stuff, talking to people from Germany and stuff like that, it doesn't seem like cancel culture is a thing in Germany virtually at all. I mean, and if it is, quote unquote there, it's for things that, are that makes sense. Obviously there's like a really bad person doing some horrible stuff. Everybody bands together and they literally shut that person down. And they do it in some of the most strategic ways I've ever seen. Like, some people just don't watch a person's content if they're a creator. Some people just, they won't buy the person's products, but it's like a collective thing. And like, they really get on each other about like doing shit like that, I guess. And that's what I've observed from the outside. I obviously don't live in Germany. I don't know what that lifestyle is like, but what I can ask is cancel culture a thing in Germany? And if it is, what does that look like? What does cancel culture in Germany look like? And what is the opinion of cancel culture in general to Germany? I was browsing Reddit and I saw this question and I figured it would be a pretty interesting topic to talk about. So I pass it to you guys and, just very curious about it, because over the last 3 years, I'd say the last, it's 2021 right now. So for the last 5 years, for sure, cancel culture has been rampant. Like, anything you say, someone always gets offended. Someone always gets offended. Everyone has an opinion. And one of the biggest things that everyone loves to do is dig up old tweets from 10 years ago and use it against you when you're trying to do something big. If you're trying to make a big purchase, or if you're trying to run for a powerful position, or you're trying to do something very impactful, people like to bring up your past and throw it in your face, which is super counterproductive, because the whole point of evolving as a person is to learn from your past mistakes and become a better person in the here and now. And that's the problem I've always had. The problem I've always had personally with cancel culture. Someone does something messed up and they're like, yo, cancel him. We're not listening to this person's music. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. And I'm like, first off, you ain't gonna tell me what I am and what I'm not gonna do. And second off, are they that person now? What they did 10 years ago who they are now? Now, I know a lot of people have pretty decent rebuttals and stuff, like, 10 years ago this dude ran over a baby rabbit, and so that's irredeemable. I literally think all mistakes are irredeemable if you change your actions over time. Obviously, you've done messed up stuff, but are we defined by the mistakes we make, or are we defined by the mistakes that we've learned from and move forward from? Because a lot of people who have habits, right, that haven't been, like, if you have a bad habit of stealing people's money, right, and it doesn't get better over time, that says a lot about you as a person. But if you used to steal when you were a kid and you don't steal now as an adult, I mean, that's maturity, maturity, development. And I feel like that's something that, we as a society should focus on rewarding when we see stuff like that, socially, right? Because the mob on the internet has gotten so ridiculous, man. At this point, most people don't even take it serious. The number one culprit of all of this has been Twitter. Also, too, kind of adding fuel to the fire a bit, I'm not sure if Germany really uses Twitter like that. I would imagine, y'all do, but I don't really see anything crazy on Twitter. Like, I remember asking everybody to follow me on Twitter at some point, and people are like, bro, like, we don't use Twitter like that out here. I mean, yeah, some people use Twitter, but it's not like I don't know. It's not as common as you would think, I guess. And I was like, what? Y'all don't use Twitter? First off, I'm surprised Twitter is being used at all. But this all ties back into the cancel culture thing. Because if you guys have Twitter, there obviously has to be a cancel culture for sure, at least there. You guys, I'm pretty sure personally, I believe that there is some form of it. I don't know what that looks like. I could say how people treat Drachenlord is probably cancel culture, even though he definitely does it to himself. But it's like a different type of cancel culture. Like, they don't stop you from watching his stuff or consuming the content, but they do stop you from saying anything good about him. So maybe that's cancel culture. But the online mob, dude, the online mob is deadly, and it's unfortunate because I feel like since a lot of people are used to being sheep and not wanting to get into any kind of like interaction with other people online in a negative manner, basically wanting to stay out of the spotlight, people kind of just go with the flow. And it's unfortunate because, you know, I feel like although cancel culture in America is prominent, we should be able to think for ourselves and make decisions for ourselves based on whatever the situation is. And, you know, going back to what I said earlier, canceling someone for something they did a long ass time ago, I feel like is just ridiculous, bro. Especially if they're only in the case if they're not doing it now. If whatever that messed up stuff they got canceled for all those years ago, you know, is like, oh, they used to do some, I don't know, they used to smoke that Mary Jane every day, and apparently it's frowned upon in society, but they don't do it now. I'm like, then why are you canceling him? It makes no sense. Like, what the heck? One of the biggest things too about cancel culture that I find hilarious is it's a rush to hold other people accountable for their actions when the person holding people accountable for their actions has probably done something 10 times as worse as the person they're trying to cancel, which is very interesting. I think people are trying to rush to be a part of something, right? They're trying to be a part of this big thing. They want to say that they took someone down, that they conquered something. But, you know, when it's their turn to get canceled, there's a lot of woe is me, a lot of twitlongers, meaning like people posting on Twitter these long paragraphs, like these long documents explaining whatever situation it is. But I've seen cancel culture is like an uncontrolled entity, man. Like it comes for everybody, including the very mob that uses cancel culture. So it's just a very interesting topic I wanted to bring to the surface and stuff this morning. It's morning over here. If you guys have anything to say about it, just let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear your thoughts on this because it's getting a lot more intense as the years have rolled on. And I'm over it, man. I have no energy for shit like that. And I'm pretty sure a lot of us feel the same. That's pretty much it. If you guys have any other topics you'd like to talk about, let me know in the comments down below. Throw me a DM on Instagram, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Peace.